nonsense of the FIFA-approved no discrimination armband. So Canada's Atiba Hutchinson will wear FIFA's official no discrimination armband, while some teams had planned to wear One Love armbands, seen as a rebuke to host nation Qatar's human rights record. The Canadian men had not detailed their plans. FIFA's threat of an on-field punishment via showing a yellow card for players pushed some World Cup teams to back down Monday and abandon a plan for their captains to wear the armbands in question. That would mean the captain would start the game with a yellow, just one caution away from ejection from that game and the next, which of course would severely limit their chances of winning. European teams may have expected merely to be fined. FIFA rules say for FIFA final competitions, the captain of each team must wear the captain's armband provided by FIFA. No one wore the One Love armband Monday. England's Harry Kane wore the approved black no discrimination armband in the match with Iran. So,
cowards! Cowards!
Oh, yeah. No, he's just a coward.
Cowards.
Like, if these people actually wanted to stand up for something, if you want to look for a group that's standing up for something, look at Iran. Iran refused to stand up for their own national anthem. They refused to sing it.
Yeah.
They refused to actually provide FIFA had to provide a singer for their national anthem because the Iranian national team wouldn't do it because they said, "Screw you, Iran. We're not we don't want to represent you."
Can you actually look that up, Stephen? Like while
Sure.
I talk about one thing I wanted to mention about this this whole the World Cup has provided one of the best opportunities to really show if the people from these countries, like all these sports athletes and all these lofty leftists, are if they're really heroes or if they're only virtual signaling for like the gimme points. Okay, so when people protest for a cause that everyone will applaud them and give them praise and pat them on the back for, that's not bravery. That's literally nothing more than appeasing it's clapter.
Yeah.
There's no risk involved, and it's all gain.
Yep.
There's no heroism in that. If you go out there today and if anybody goes out there and goes on Twitter and says, "I love gay people," you're going to get so many accolades.
You're going to get applause and accolades.
Yeah, everything. You're going to get maybe a Medal of Honor or something like that.
Well,
that's not bravery. That
is
is not bravery.
If these European players, it's like, oh, they would have got fined. They would have got a yellow card. It's like, that's not a real, and that's not even, they're not willing to do that. But that's not even a serious consequence. No. It's like, oh, you would have gotten a yellow card. What does that mean? Well, you just means you can't foul anybody for your game.
No. Do you actually know what the yellow card is?
I know what a yellow card is. It's basically a warning card, and if you get another yellow card, then that's an instant red card and ejection from that game and the next.
Yeah, and so do you know what that also means, though?
A yellow card?
I mean, no, a red card.
Oh, a red card is an automatic ejection from that game and the next.
But that means that for that game and the next, you're playing with one less player.
I know. Yes.
That means that you're severely handicapped.
Yes.
For the following game.
They weren't threatening them with red cards. They were threatening them with yellows.
But the yellow card means that you're one step closer to
you're on basically a high warning.
Yeah. And what we're saying is that the people from Iran risk actual life and death.
Yes, they do.
That's true heroism. That's true bravery. Whereas the people in the West are so privileged that they won't even risk losing a game for what they believe.
Yeah,
that's how completely vapid their adherence to their cause is.
Yeah,
they won't risk anything for it.
This article: national anthem. Iranian team refuses to sing national anthem ahead of FIFA World Cup game against England in support of anti-government protesters back home. They stood impassively and grim-faced as their anthem rang out around the international stadium.
Yeah,
Iran's players did not sing. Ahead of the game in Qatar, captain Alireza Jahanbakhsh said the team would decide together whether or not to refuse to sing in show of solidarity. The Iranian players stood impassively and grim-faced.
Yep. And I will say this, the Iran is darn serious when it comes to consequences on these things. There was a story I remember reading about I think she was a rock climber, like in a rock climbing competition. This girl, in a rush to make the deadline for her competition, she wasn't able to get her like hijab on, like for the competition. So she climbed without it. When she came back to her ranch, she was mercilessly beaten.
Yep.
Because she didn't have her hijab. Like that's how seriously they take it.
The Iranian government is just flat out evil. There's no
what
other
they're
way.
doing to the people, what they're doing to the people right now is pretty horrible. So they're bringing awareness to something that is very serious and seriously affecting the lives of people. The Qatar government totally. You'll notice that none of these people are actually pointing out, even remotely pointing out, the actual like serious crimes, human rights abuses. No, they're only pointing out the human rights abuses that are vogue and are popular in their country, that are going to get them the likes and the applause by their people, right? Not the ones that are like
talking about like exposing human trafficking and slavery.
No. Oh, those are not
because then you'd have to focus on the rest of the Muslim world, and you'd have to focus on East Asia and a lot of places around the world, because guess what? There's more slaves now than at any other point in human history.
Those are the ugly facts.
Yeah, those
Stephen.
are the ugly facts. We don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about one love. No.
Because Stephen, today I feel gay. Today I feel like chair. Today I feel like warm breeze.
I feel
today,
like chair.
I feel fart.
Yeah.
It's like, how is this guy the chief of FIFA?
Well, unfortunately, FIFA's not the only organization which went woke. The NHL went even more woke.
I can't stop laughing at that guy.
Non-binary identity is real. The NHL goes full woke in a tweet. Is the league trying to alienate fans? Trans women are women. Trans men are men. Non-binary identity is real.
Question: what is a woman?
Yep. Exactly.
That's how I would reply to them.
Yeah. This is just so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, just a real quick summary of this whole story. The NHL responded to somebody like people actually bringing up real questions about, because what they're doing is they're trying to say we're inclusive, so we're including we're celebrating the fact that we're having this trans what was it, like a trans
Day of Remembrance?
No. Maybe I read it somewhere else. Basically, the idea was that they're having some kind of what do they call it when they bring new players into the league? The draft, or something like a draft. But that they were having a whole bunch of trans people in the draft, new trans people, and they were getting into the women's leagues, and the people were pointing that out, be like, what's going on with this? Are we sure? Are you sure we're okay with having men in women's leagues? And the NHL was and the NHL's response to show those people was saying trans women are women, trans men are men. This is the stupid talking points that I hate to say it, but stupid people use when they don't have a real argument. The fact that the NHL used this as their gotcha. It's like, oh my gosh, you're basically it's basically us saying my body, my choice.
Yeah.
That's not an intelligent argument. No. That's a go-to last defense when you have no argument. But and then not long after they started doing this, they shut down comments. Which of course they do, because they don't want to have an argument. They just want you to shut up and listen and do what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's brutal. Oh my gosh. So yeah, the NHL, the FIFA, everything's turning gay. They're all going gay.
They're all going